Hey, Vicky Crystalline and Minister Edward, beautiful soul. So Edward has brought forward some questions, and since he had brought forward this particular question, man, the downloads have just been coming through. I've just been getting little glimpses of some stuff that I'm excited about this here today. What's going to come through of, and so we're just going to allow. So yes. So we're going to do some breath. And oh, they're saying, Edward, to ask your question before.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Vicky, I mentioned to you earlier in the week about distinguishing between the different energies of the trees, because they all seem to come from one place, but the energies have very different filters on them. I was wondering if you could allude to why that is and what the sort of importance of that at this time is.
Wow. So let's do the breath. In through the nose, deep into the belly, and then let it out. Allow yourselves to balance into this, to the presence now. One more time. One more time. Good morning, beloveds. I Astrum and am present. And the beloved channel is here that stepped aside. We are going to do some body work now for each and every one of you. Allow your roots to connect them. Feel them expand past you into the inner heart of Gaia. Allow your energetic system to connect to the rootage of you. Feel your cells, your energetic being ignite in the balance that is taking place on this very time, at this very moment. Let your crown open up to all that you are. And allow. First, we are bringing forth this beloved being, Edward. In the questions that you are bringing forward, you are expanding the beloved channel and awe in the questions that are so part of you. You can feel that in your beingness. There is much gratitude for these questions that are expanding yourself and all. In the question of the trees, of the rootage of the energy, where they come from, they are interdimensional beings just as you are. Each tree brings forth a new energy, an energy that has been placed here by each and every one of you. For you see, you brought forward the seeds in your new way of being when you came to this earth plane. You may look at a tree and see it is only a tree. But then you may look at a tree and know it is part of you. We are going to go further deeper into this. Each one of the trees comes from the Orion belt and beyond. The collective planetariums that each one has resided in before. All trees, all plants are connected in their rootage system. Just as in your, we will use the internet. It connects you to everything instantaneously. You do not see it, but it is there. As you see, the world is a conductor, the earth, the ground. So even though the trees, the rootage system, you may see as not connected, but it is. For it does not see itself as disconnected. Each tree, each being of light, we will use that, for that is what it is, brings forth a different frequency, different energies. Even the trees that were born into existence and now have perished, they are still here, but in different form. The trees before were giant, miles across the rootage and their trunkage. You have evidence of this, where a tree trunk that has been fallen itself reveals that the trees used to be gigantic. In this, the trees transform just as you do. And they will return to themselves. When you are connecting to a tree, you are connecting into a part of you, but you are connecting into so much more than that. You are connecting into lineages of you, of the energy from the planetarium that you have resided on. You see, you just have not lived this life here on earth. You have lived many lives, and you have brought forward these plants, these trees, these beings. And they are assisting you. They guide you, they assist you, and they transform you. That is why you feel good when you are out in nature, even not knowing that you are connected to the trees. There is a, I can breathe. We have talked about this before, that new beings of light, which we will call the plant system, and also the animal system, and many other systems, are new coming forward. This is for the earth plane is now ready for them. This beloved being, Edward, is a guardian of the plants, just as many of you are. That's why you connect so deeply with them. As the world, the earth plane, shifts into a new way, these new beings of light will surface. For the vibration, the frequencies can hold their energy here steady. We are bringing forth questions, Edward, of this. Bring forth your questions.
So I'm going to stay with the energies of the different trees and ask whether you get a lot of, like, I feel like the trees have a lot of healing energy just being in their vicinity, and we're starting to discover which ones can, or where communicating with certain ones can help certain ailments or rebalance certain parts of the body that are off balance. So take two trees, for example, or three: the oak, the fig tree, and the yew tree. They're like three that I've been quite interested in recently. How would you like illustrate the differences in the energies?
There is a slight difference between each one of them. The yew tree is of ancientness. It's been around for a very long time. The energetic field where it resides from is from a long time ago, even before this earth plane. It is knowledge that is bringing forth your beingness. You sit underneath this tree and you connect even to the, we will say, the Egyptians. The fruit tree of the fig. You have wrote about this in your Bible, about eating a fig for the fruit that it brings forward for you. And the oak tree, its stableness. It brings forth, you are strong. Each one of these trees, do you understand, brings forth a different aspect. One of ancient, one of strength, and one of fruit. The three trees are very healing to your inner being, and many will not be residing with these trees. They will find other trees, for that's what they are connected from. So some may have a particular of other trees that connect more. It is from where they reside. For each and every one of you as a collective here on this earth plane come from different places. So do not think that you have to be connected to only these three, for each one of you will reside with what resonates with you.
Yeah, I mainly asked that just because it really helped there, how you illustrated the different qualities that they almost amplify within us.
Yeah.
And I understand that the differences between those three is quite, and they all overlap in those qualities, but they also feel like that's their focus.
Yes. When you sit or even think about one of these trees, you can feel the rooted surface within your being. When you allow your rootage to connect into all you are, you are not disconnected. Even if you are not around, you can instantly sit where you are and be in a loving experience of that being.
It's almost because, say, a tree like the oak tree or something, that oak trees all over this country. So you're sort of in there like mesh, even if you're far away from them, because you're inevitably going to be in a place where their energetic fields crisscross with other nodes in the oak network. And there's one way to kind of visualize it.
Yes. Many may see this as the grid system. And when you are connecting into the grid system of itself, placing one tree in particular, you start filling in that grid. You feel into the connections of what you are. And in feeling that, you feel yourself fuller. You feel yourself balanced. For you feel something going on. Many beings, they get stuck in the mind. What is going on here? I feel amazing. I feel full. I feel straight as a tree. But your DNA, your beingness inside of you, knows what is taking place. And that is what fulfills you. It fulfills you, for it is assisting, and you are assisting them by placing your piece, what we would say, to the puzzle. Many are disconnected from the trees, but they still feel comfortable when they walk around them. And even meters away, you can be at a very long distance, and this tree will reach out to you to assist you in the most loving way. It is you allowing yourself to notice this. Many new trees will be surfacing that are ready over your lifetime. You will notice trees be new discoveries. These discoveries have been here before, and they are ready to resurface again. We talk about this, for there are, as you call it the death process, we call it the transition process. So you may see a new seed, a new bud, and you have no recognition where it came from. It is for you connecting in and giving it life by filling in the grid. You do not need to know how, it just happens. As you have walked upon this world, you are gathering what we have called the golden nuggets. But you have placed the golden nuggets before. In this, you start an activation in the ground, in Gaia, for that placement, that bead, to start rising. So you may not see it but one day you will. And you will know that it has started with both of you. We bring this forward for many do not understand. How can this be? Do you not understand that there are seeds that have been placed in this earth plane by you yourself eons ago, lifetimes ago, that have been waiting for your energetic connection to re-merge and fill in that grid of its own expansion? The planetarium here, this world, is a gathering of all planets that have existed, and we will use the word existed before on the planets in the Orion. And it is a gathering of all that have existed on other planetariums. Not all trees of plant life that is here has existed on one just single planet. But here on this planetarium, it is designed with all beings of every planetarium that has ever come forward. This is the only planet that has all of the planetarium in the Orion belt.
I see. Thank you. That's very helpful.
We are very grateful for you bringing forward this, because in the questioning, in your, we will say the word curiosity, it is expanding this beloved channel and you and others. And it is time for that. When you feel into your energetic body now, you feel your roots, you feel your steadiness. And you are feeling the beings of the plant life inside you now. The trees can cure disease. The plants can cure disease. And you are discovering this in your scientific life, in your medical life. They do not give so much information about that, but they are discovering it. We are asking now, is there another question?
No, I think that's most of my questions for today. Thank you.
This beloved channel is asking a question and we will bring it forward. The question is about the Orion. We have never talked about that. And she is wondering, does the plants, does the beings of light come beyond the Orion? And there is a absolute that it does. But the gathering of this planetarium was a collective of all the Orion, but they exist past the Orion.
Okay, so the Earth contains all the plants that exist in the Orion system, like a library of all those plants, but those plants may have come from even further systems.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
You see, what has always been is coming forward. It is just in one place this time for you to experience all that you are. And they are also experiencing, in a way, the free will. For in other planetariums, it's not that you don't have free will, you just are. So here the planets, the trees, the species are also experiencing the free will. And in that, they are expanding what that means to each and every one of them. Do you understand?
I do. And what about some of the medicinal plants like ayahuasca or iboga and even mushrooms? Do they come from the Orion? But what's their place? What's their source? I.e., where do they kind of come even before Orion? Because they seem to have their own sort of. It's almost like every tree has its own, or plant has had its own journey to the Orion system, and then they got copied in a way and put on Earth. But what were those plants' journeys to the Orion system?
That's why when you consume each and every one of these plants, it opens you to you, your world. You see yourself far beyond the Orion when you consume each and every one of these plants. Many have fear about it for what they have been taught, but their placement here is to open you to you. That's why many beings feel callings to do these plants. And the coding, the symbols, the pictures, that is brought forward through the experience is an interdimensional you. That's why many beings see it different, but the same. These plants are beyond the Orion. They are from solar systems that have never even been talked about. They are interdimensional beings. They are multiverse beings. And they clear a way for you. And each one, say the ayahuasca experience and the mushroom experience and the peyote, we will bring the peyote experience. Each one opens your world in a different way. But each one brings you to you. Not from the Orion, but past it.
So because like I guess at the energies behind us, our souls have also had kind of different travels throughout, to Orion and beyond Orion. We naturally gravitate towards the species of plant that we probably interacted with in other planetariums and in previous kind of ecosystems.
Yes, absolutely. In other solar systems, you did not so much consume them, but just sat with them. And the experience was, there was no resistance, no fear. It was, you became the being and it became you.
See that.
So when you connect, reconnect with good intentions, and we are bringing forward with good intentions, because many they go into an experience like this, and there is some fear, and yes, that will be brought forward, for it has to rise first. And then when you allow yourself to connect to it, it will show you you, not as you think you will see it, but you are merging with the plant as you sat with it at that time. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, thank you. I guess they're all sort of different types of mirrors.
Yes, that is a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, lenses with different filters.
Yes.
Thank you very much for answering this.
We are bringing this forward for the beloved channel is asking a question for her beloved grandson. Just had an experience and was explaining some things to her she did not realize. And we are going to bring forward one of the questions that her grandson was answered in his experience of the mushroom. When he was talking with us, he asked, why are not all beings waking up? And the reason is the balance. In everything, there is balance. So not all beings are going to reside with the plants. And they may not wake up in this life, but they will as soon as they have what you call the death process. In everything in life, there is balance. So do not worry if you are concerned about who's waking up, who is not waking up. Just know there is balance. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
We are in much gratitude. There are many beings around right now. Even the elephant is sitting in the corner, giving and expressing the energy that is here and now. You are all allowing yourself, if you are connecting into all you are, just by sitting in, the bees are also here. We're bringing that forward. The beautiful bees.
The bees are amazing because if you think about the trees, this is what really comes to me. In that honey that they create, it has it's almost like a map of all the trees that they visited, or plants or flowers, but that's just incredible.
And that is accurate.
Yeah.
And many ask, how can bees fly? Well, they fly on the energetic of Gaia.
And then they use it as their food. Genius. We should do something more similar to the bees.
Yes. But right now, there's been a lot of consumption here with just understanding this. But that would be a great topic to talk about.
I agree. Maybe one for next time.
Yes. We are very grateful for you, Edward, for bringing and expanding with your questions, with your curiosity.
Yeah, I feel really privileged to be able to get some answers from the perspective that you offer. So, yeah, blessing.
Thank you. Thank you for your light you express in this world. And thank you for all of you who are willing to take this journey in your own way. We are with you always. It would be very beneficial for each one of you today to sit with the tree that pulls to your heart. Close your eyes, stand outside, and feel the tree pull to you. You may be different than you think. And sit with it and watch what happens.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
We are with you always. I do. Wow. Wow. My hands are like on fire. Beautiful. Oh my God, beautiful. Oh my God, beautiful.
Quite different to any of the other calls, actually, in an interesting way.
Truly, I'm just kind of clearing, but it was like I was on the Orion belt. That's what I felt like watching you guys. I've never even thought about any of that. So I'm very honored, very honored for this. Absolutely. Wow. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Help me think, re-visualize a few things.
Yeah. Wow, there's just a huge clearing, so it just like empties my mind. I thank you, Edward, and I thank you all.
My pleasure. Have a lovely day, Vicky.
I sure will. You too. May you all be blessed.